Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to today's best music, Magic 89.9. I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Ashley, back again today for another special interview, and I'm so excited because I have the special privilege of hanging out today with the incredible singer-songwriter, Mr. Tyler Shaw. Hi, Tyler.
Hello. How's it going?
Great. Thank you so much for being here with us today, taking the time out of your day. It's morning here in the Philippines. What time is it there where you're at?
It's in the evening. I think we're 12-hour difference. So whatever time it is there, it's in the evening. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for taking time out of your nighttime, I believe. And we're so excited to hear all about your music. Of course, your new single, Remember, has been playing on our radio station for some time now. But before anything, I do want to ask how you've been doing. How have you been this past pretty crazy year? What have you been up to? How have you been coping with everything that's been going on?
It's been up and down, really. I remember when COVID really started to I guess make a difference in a lot of people's lives. I was actually flying home from the UK on a writing trip for this third album that I'm working on. And the day after I landed, that's when kind of everything started to be like just get canceled. Like all the national sports were getting canceled and everything was just, life was like no more. You can't go outside, don't do anything. So it was a very strange time, I'm sure, for everyone, right? But as a creative, I'm always looking to travel, and I'm always supposed to be on the road playing music and doing that and meeting fans, and then all of a sudden that just stopped. So for me, it was like sitting at home, really uninspired, really didn't know what to think of anything. But then, you know, you adjust and you kind of learn like, okay, you got to get back up on your feet and do something. So I started writing music. I started reading. I started spending time with my own thoughts and just like taking breaks when I wanted to, you know what I mean? So I was able to like pivot and readjust and got a hang of things. And you know what, it's been good ever since then. But obviously still a weird time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's so cool. I'm glad to hear that you were able to adjust, I guess, very gracefully in these. And I think that's adjustment that everyone kind of has had to make. And it is great to hear you're still able to be creative and make music. So with that being said, do tell us about your new single, Remember. You know, what's the backstory? What was it like putting it together? All that stuff.
Absolutely. So I got together with EDM producer and DJ called, his name's Frank Walker. And I got in touch with him after he did a remix to my hit song With You. And we got along right away. So he called me up and he's like, buddy, like, let's get in the studio together. Instead of me just doing a remix, like, let's create something. I'm like, of course, like, that's what we do. You know, we're songwriters, we're artists, like, let's collaborate. So we get into the studio. I was myself, Frank Walker, and Nick Enriquez, who's also an EDM producer. And I brought in that guitar line that you hear off the top of the track. And immediately they were like, yes, that's cool. Like, let's start with that. Let's roll with that. And as you can imagine, just like listening to the track, it was such a fun song to create. It was a fun, high energy song. And, you know, the words and the lyrics just came so naturally to us. It was basically the concept being holding on to those, remembering, for lack of a better word, remembering those good times. So that it helps you through the bad times that life will eventually throw at you. It'll make it easier to get through that.
Right. Well, I think that's a really great message to hear, especially now with everyone going through a lot of things. I want to backtrack a bit here because we love your new song and we're so excited about it. But I was reading up a little bit about you and kind of the trajectory of your career. And I had no idea about this, that you were actually the winner of a kind of music contest in like 2012. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was actually on a soccer scholarship to university in Canada here, and that was kind of like my main focus. Like, I want to do soccer. Of course, music has always been a part of my life, and I've been writing songs since I was 13. But my buddy my best friend actually, he told me about this little contest that was going on, and he's like, "You should submit it. Like, you never know what's going to happen." And I was in the books at that point studying, and I was like, you know what, screw it. You know, I pushed the books aside, recorded a few things, submitted it online. And next thing you know, I'm sitting down with Sony.
Wow.
Trying to release one song, you know, and to my surprise, we released one song. It was my first ever single called Kiss Goodnight, and it went platinum, and that just jump started my career, and I'm so thankful for it.
Well, that's so incredible, and I think that's a great story, how you kind of, you weren't in the mindset yet to really start a career, but you kind of let it take off after that. That's so cool. And again, you did mention your first single was called Kiss Goodnight. Tell us a little bit about how much your music has changed since that first single, which I believe that was about 8 years ago.
Yeah, this has been a long time. So I'm 27 now, and that song came out when I was 19. And you know what? Like I said, I've been writing songs since I was 13 years old, but for a professional standpoint, when Kiss Goodnight came out, that whole Yesterday album, I didn't know who I was as a person. I didn't know who I was as an artist. I didn't know what I want to talk about. So I was awesome, like going into writing sessions, Sony was helping me out, do this, do that, do this. And I was like game for it all. And it was an amazing experience, but I just didn't know there was no cohesiveness to that
right.
album. Moving to the second album, Intuition, where I had more of self-identity discovery, with my Chinese heritage, and just a self purpose and understanding me both as a person and as an artist more. That kind of reflects more in that album, cohesiveness. Right. And now, I'm working on a third album, and as you grow, as you get older, you just start to understand more of life and start to reflect more on certain things, and be patient and just get to know people and yourself more, right? It's all about that self-discovery. And I really am falling in love with that process of like, oh, I can do this, or oh, I can't do that. Strengths and weaknesses type stuff, right? So
right.
It's making me a better songwriter. It's making me a better person. And I'm just still learning every single day.
Absolutely. And I love the way you're able to kind of map out how, I guess when you're young and you're starting out, you don't know yourself the best, but it's really something that happens as the years go by. And with that being said, I think a lot of the big part of the generation of kids coming up now, they're really, if they're into music, they have a lot of tools at their disposal to kind of start a career in music at a very young age. What advice would you give to any of those kids who right now would want to start a career at like really young ages?
Oh my gosh. Two things right off the bat. Practice, and believe in yourself. Because that is probably the hardest thing to do as an artist. You're always second guessing. You're always doubting yourself. Was this good enough? Or what do people think about this? Believe in yourself, and truly believe in yourself. Once you get that state of mind, that's when things will start happening.
All right. I mean, thank you so much for that. And you did again mention, of course, that, you've been able to discover yourself much more since putting out your very first single up until now, when we're expecting your third album. So what can we expect from your upcoming album? Hopefully next year? Yes.
So 2021 is definitely, it'll be out in next year. I always write my songs from an honest place. And that's what's going to be on this third album. There'll be songs to cry to, there'll be songs to laugh to, there'll be songs to dance to, and fall in love to. So it's a well-rounded album with obviously some unique production standpoints, and I'm trying a few things differently with my voice, and but obviously still the same because it is me. But it's a fun album, and it's I'm biased, but it's some of my best work.
Okay, well, that's so great to hear, and we're so excited. And if the first single is any indication, I'm sure there's a lot to look forward to. So again, the first single, Remember, has been blasting on our radio station nonstop. So for all of our listeners who have heard it, I'm sure are very big fans of it. So before we head out of here, we have to ask very kindly if you would, maybe sing for us a little bit before we leave. Give us a little treat.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Here we go. A cappella. Remember what it feels like when you're down and there's no one left around, baby. Yeah. Remember what it feels like late at night when we're lying side by side.
Yay! That was amazing. Oh my god.
Thank
I
you.
love how we kind of sprung that on you and you just like went straight into music mode. You're like, I got this. You just
Yeah, of
knew.
course.
That was incredible. Thank you so much for being with us today, for singing for us. We feel so honored. And before you head out of here, how about just a quick message to all of your fans in the Philippines who love your music and I'm sure would love to maybe see you someday here?
Absolutely. You know, my fans in the Philippines, you guys treat me so well, and I can feel it from overseas. I really do hope to come over there someday when the world is a little bit of a safer place to play some live music for you, to take pictures, to hang out, and just to get to know you guys. So love you so much, and I appreciate the support.
Okay, thank you so much. Again, everybody, that was the incredible singer-songwriter Tyler Shaw here with us today. His song, Remember, is blasting every day on our radio station. Vote for it, request for it, everything you guys want. So my name is Ashley, and thank you for hanging out with us today. Mr. Tyler Shaw, we'll see you next time. This has been today's Best Music, Magic 89.9. Bye, guys!